name is Kelly Wolf, and you're watching Cove's Epilogue. Let's get into it.
It was a room with a single king bed. He claimed that the bed was comfortable, so you had high hopes about that. Though, mostly, you were looking forward to having him next to you as you slept once again. Your mom smiled, relieved. Kara's already here, isn't she? She directed her question at Cove. He bobbed his head a bit to go along with his reply. Yeah, I heard she made it. She's gonna be staying with Dad while she's in town.
Oh?
Have you gone over and said hello yet? Cove chuckled self-consciously. This time he shook his head. He raised an eyebrow since you figured he would have taken the chance while waiting for you. Not yet. I should go do that now. I just want Kelly to be there, too. He caught your eyes with an adorning smile. Mom laughed at that, no doubt thinking that Cove was sweet, but ridiculous.
Nice.
It's nice to know your priorities. Yeah. Cove awkwardly rubbed his arm and shifted on his feet, looking all too much like he did as a kid.
So?
Callie, do you want to go over to my house now? That's a good idea. We won't be leaving until late this evening. You heard, Matt? Let's go see your parents. Cove backed up, excited once more. We'll keep an eye on your things while you're out. There's no reason to be carrying that all around. You set your bags down in the living room, tucked into a corner where they would be in the way. Cove helped. Your mom's waved you two off as you walked back to the entranceway. Thanks. See you soon. You waved back and opened the door for Cove. With that, you were on your way to see Cove's family next. This trip put a special pep in Cove's steps as you crossed the street to his dad's house together. Your spirits were equally high. Doing this, you felt like a teen again. You had known Cove's parents for a long time. When it came to what you called his dad, you'd been waiting for the right time to call him Dad. You felt that could be now. Your cheeks warmed. This had been on your mind for a while since you got engaged to his son, and you knew in your heart this might be the perfect time. You'd given him a Father's Day cards over the years, but you never actually mouthed the word. You knew in your heart that might be the perfect time for it. For his mom. You'd been waiting for the right time to call her mom. You had been given this a ton of thought recently. The smile on your face wavered. There was probably no better time than now to test this out. Silently, you hoped she would be okay with it. If not, that wouldn't change how much you considered her for another mom in your heart. Cove hopped up to the front door, and didn't bother knocking. He twisted the knob and swung it open. With a grin, Cove gave you a gratified thumbs up. You shook his head in disapproval, but you knew that you should be hypocritical supportive. But you both knew that you hypocritically supported his behavior. Your dad is lucky beyond criminals. He brushed your comment aside and went right into his old home. Cliff was there, standing in his kitchen, babysitting a pan on the stove. He turned his head turned at the sound of the footsteps. He ran instantly at the sight of both of you. Cove matched his enthusiasm instantly. Yeah, Cove's definitely taller than his old man. If it was anyone else, you would have thought he was acting up with a childlike joy over seeing his dad again. But since you knew what Cove was actually like as a kid, you were aware of this level of happiness with kid. But since you knew what Cove was actually like as a kid, you were aware this level of happiness with Cliff was definitely not equivalent to any of his childhood feelings of his. Dad! Cove! I almost went to Kyra's Cove. Cliff graciously pushed what he was cooking to a different burner and flipped off the heat. He rushed over to both of you. Cove flew forward and met him halfway in a hug. Cove squished his eyes shut and held his dad in a tight hug. Oh my god. Cliff soothingly rubbed his son's back. The more adult Cove became, the more he turned into a big daddy's boy, it seemed. I missed you. I missed you too. It was sweet, And teasing aside, it was wonderful to see them at this place again. And teasing aside, it was wonderful to see them at this place and their relationship after years of struggling to connect. When the hug broke, Cliff hugged an arm around his son's neck. He let out a deep laugh. I still can't believe you outgrew me. I really thought I had that on him after he graduated from high school, but then he had to keep going. Chuckling, he shook his fist in mock anger. Cove ducked his head and laughed in kind. Sorry, Dad. Cove's cheeks turned pink, and he averted his eyes. He was becoming bashful, so he knew he had more he wanted to say. Cove softly added, But I was raised really well. His dad's expression instantly crumbled with emotion. He sniffled. Cove put an arm around him too, and tugged him into a side hug. He observed their little reunion fondly, happy to let them enjoy their moment. They were a pair of sentimentalities. Cliff eventually turned his attention to you.
Hey.
Hi, Callie. So great to see you. He pulled away from Cove and approached you with a little wave. He was back to his cheery self. I missed you, Dad. You hugged him. You went to him with your arms extended. He immediately pulled you into a big hug. He smelled like spices from the kitchen and sunscreen he used to slap at Cove as a kid. Sighing happily, you momentarily felt at home, but you noticed that his whole body was rigid. You noticed what you had caught him. Then a loud gasp escaped Cliff. He glanced over at Cove for his reaction. He grinned sweetly with misted eyes. Dad? Yeah, Dad, if that's okay. Cliff placed his hands on your shoulders. The sudden weight of them jolted you away from your
I'm
thoughts.
so glad.
That's absolutely okay. It's more than okay. Overwhelmed with emotion, his voice squeaked at first, but he barely noticed. He was beaming with joy. I would love to be your dad. You're the best dad I could hope. You're the best dad I could ask for. Really? You don't have to say that. His voice choked up with emotion, and you noticed there were a few stray tears bubbling up in his eyes. Nodding. You felt emotional yourself? I mean that. Thanks, Dad. Grinning, Cliff reached out and shook Cove's forearm. Cove didn't move, but he did watch him completely baffled. Did you hear that, bud? I'm Dad now. Cove snorted, unable to stop himself from teasing his father just a little. You're already a dad. True. But now I get to install my dad wisdom in more than just your noggin. Giddy, you can be happier with your decision. You knew the two men in front of you were part of your important family. Cliff cleared his throat, pulling the attention from himself. He crossed his arms. But before we get too carried away, it's not a real reunion yet. Kara's still in the guest suite. I'll go get her. He eagerly bolted down the hall, and you could hear every step he took. It ended with a distinct knock. Kara, they're here! It was only seconds before there was a sound of the door being yanked open. The pounding of feet hitting the wood floor grew even louder this time.
My baby!
My baby! Next to you, Cove let out a nervous laugh. His parents entered the living room, and Kara stretched her arms out wide when she spotted both of you. Cove went to her easily. I love her cardigan. It is so cute. I want it. I also love her hairstyle now. It's not as long as it was in that 2. But I think that's because part of her hair is also up in a bun. But I think she did cut her hair for it to be short. But it's adorable, nonetheless. You opened your own arms up for a big hug. She held you both tightly in her arms. You squeezed her back with the same intensity. He felt loved. Cove wrapped his free arm around her too. He rested his head on top of hers, and she let a happy sigh. After a moment, Kara let go and pulled back together by looking at your faces. You surveyed every inch of them and appeared satisfied. You're both looking well. That's wonderful. And just what I like to see.
Thanks.
Thanks, and hi, Mom. I miss you, Mom. I missed you too. She froze in thoughts as your words caught up to her. Kara's hands immediately flew to her face, covering her mouth. Her stunned look quickly melted to affection, and you felt very ecstatic. Slowly, her hands lowered, revealing the biggest smile you've ever seen on her face. Do you mind? It's okay, Callie. I'll be the luckiest lady to have you as another beautiful baby. That's great! You can never have too many moms! Your mouth curled up into a teasing grin, cracking up the room. Cove shook his head when you caught his eye. Trying to start a collection? No. You shook your head and glanced over to Kyra. The smile grew. Just wanted one more, officially.
Alright.
Well, it's official. Callie is our kid now. He turned to Kyra with 2 thumbs up. She giggled. We've had plenty of practice with the first one. I think we'll do a great job with the second time. Callie's already spent most of their childhood with your parenting. You can't pretend this isn't a fresh start now. They already know. His dad shrugged in agreement. Cove wasn't wrong, but that didn't stop the rumble of laughter resounded in his dad's chest. Kyra clapped her hands together, still thrilled with the news. So, what's new? How are you both then? Kyra gave a nod to Cliff to go first. Cheerfully, he waved a hand.
No worries.
Oh, same old, same old. Still got the shop, still got my friends and family, of course. And still got the most exciting thing around here. Seeing who'll rent that one free condo. Incredible. I always knew you were such a snore. They snickered, and you couldn't help but peek at Cove. He rolled his eyes dramatically, drawing out a few giggles from you, but the whole time there was still a happy smile fixed on his face.
Well.
For me, things have been good. I've gotten a lot of interesting assignments lately. Oh, I recently went to Seattle and Kyra twirled a strand of her hair shyly, and her mouth curved into a grin. Whatever she was thinking about, it made her happy. Things have been going well with a guy from work, but it's a little too early to bring him all the way out to California to meet the family. Cove crossed his arms, and he and Dad nodded. It was clear she appreciated the acceptance from her 2 boys. I hope he has a seal of approval when he does come around. You added a thumbs up to keep things light. Her smile widened, grateful for your gesture. So, that's us. Do you have any plans for your first day back? The only thing I have to do is pick up Liz later tonight before we head back to our hotel room.
Great.
Great. He suddenly looked over his shoulder, his eyebrows pushed together. I'm glad you're here, but I just remembered I was in the middle of cooking something. Only a small cackle escaped you while you fought off the giant grin taking over your face. Meanwhile, Cove erupted into laughter that had his dad shaking his head. That's fine, Dad. Go salvage what you can. I think it'll be nice to explore the old neighborhood for a while. Anyway, since we've got the time. Cove directed the last part to you as he spoke, hoping you'd want to go with him. You nodded automatically. You're already looking forward to it. That's a perfect idea.
Makes sense.
I think so too. You should go enjoy the day. I'll hang back here too, so I won't be a third wheel. And somebody's gotta keep an eye on Cliff before he catches the whole kitchen on fire. Mom, you're not a third wheel. Cove stiffly stuck his arms against his side, like a little child. And a small smirk tugged at Kyra's mouth. She winked. You know what I mean. Have a good walk. I'll see you both later. Cheerily, Cliff waved before going back to his cooking. Cove smiled warmly.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye. We'll see you soon. Great, I've now got 3 moms and a dad. Total gassed. So what I have picked up on is in Derek's epilogue, it's a few days or something like that before Mom's anniversary. Cove's is Mom's anniversary soon. We get to go attend. And Baxter's, the anniversary recently passed or something like that. So I wonder, are somehow all of these epilogues secretly connected into one another. That would be interesting. Because obviously you don't have to marry Cove when you do this one. You can befriend him. But I do have the wedding DLC, and I want to check that one out. It's new to me, and I've never gone this far. When I did. Well, I did, but I didn't have the DLC at that time. So, I'd never seen it before. Cove trailed behind you as you walked into the welcoming summer sun. He stopped, closing his eyes to stretch his arms in the warm rays. Satisfied, Cove turned to you, carefully took your hand in his. The heat of that was better than The heat of that was better and more comforting than any ray of sunlight. Good, shine on you today. Stepping closer, you squeezed his hand. Your mouth curved into a playful smile. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Naturally, you found yourself heading down the road towards the beach. Your spirits rose even higher as you strolled across the sand, heading for the shopping district. Arriving, you were past tourists who were taking in the sights for the very first time. Being a local was a badge of honor you wore proudly. You casually walked past the shops. Over the years, some closed down, but many stores were exactly the same as when you were little. Cove snapped his head as far as it could go to one side, so dramatically you couldn't have missed it. Something clearly caught his eye, but you couldn't see.
Please?
There's a pretzel stand open today. Can we get one? When his gaze found you again, he wore the biggest smile. He chuckled. You don't need to ask for my permission. Does your heart want a pretzel? Yep, it does. For a moment, you both quietly laughed at that. You placed a hand over your own heart. Then I think you should follow it. You're gonna get the one that comes with the little frosting cup, aren't you? That's right. After that, you both made your way over, being pulled in faster by the delicious aroma of the stall. With that, you changed course to the pretzel stand for a snack break. Cove was very pleased by the morsel he picked up to see it was a good one. Cove was very pleased by the morsel he picked up, and that was good to see. The sun arched across the sky as you went up and down the road as a pair. By the time you returned to the beach, the day was beginning to fade into night. Cove kicked off his shoes, tossing them into the sand. He wanted to get his feet wet in the waves as fast as possible. You joined him. In seconds, you had your feet free, your shoes abandoned in the sand. You kept going until you were ankle deep in water. Cove sighed contentedly. He followed his line of sight to the setting sun, painting the sky of hues of orange and pink. It really feels like summer now. He wore a bent smile when he turned to you. The light illuminated like a halo behind him. And the sight took your breath away. In fact, it's hard to think of anything that feels more perfectly summer than moments exactly like this. Being here at sunset bar with you. I'm so glad we were able to come visit. I do like our living situation now, over just being neighbors, but still, you have an agreement. Your heart fluttered the moment you met Cove's eye. Your mouth lifted into a pleased smile. Of course, we would have ended up like this sooner or later. You crossed your arms, Cove followed. You crossed your arms. Cove looked up in the sand, meeting your gaze with a bent smile. It's inevitable. Cove murmured, quietly losing himself in his thoughts again. Shortly after, you saw his hand shoot down into the sand. He stood straight back up with a lopsided smile and got to work brushing the sand off his prize. He knew without a single word. Cove found a new shell for your collection. As you wandered down the beach, Cove followed at your side in comfortable silence. Your shadows stretched across the sand like they were leading the way. The only noise you could hear were the soft footballs The only noise you could hear were the soft footfalls of your feet and the waves gently rocking into the shore. For a moment in time, it felt like there were only the two of you in your own little world. Eventually, the bubble popped when you realized your phone was going off. It was Matt, hoping that you were going to be back soon. Curious, Cove's eyes slid down to your phone. You let your hand fall back down to your side. You held your phone pressed against your palm of your hand. Yes, Ma. You also know when we'll be there. Cove scratched the back of his neck and shook his head. His mouth twitched just like he had a funny thought. Dang parents. Always trying to make us come home before it gets too dark.